Hey, thanks for watching this video, and today I'm going to be discussing what are some key reasons why you should not hire internally for business development if you're a home service company. Hi, my name is Raleigh from PMHOA.pro, and we help home service businesses build long-term profitable relationships with property management companies and HOAs. More information in the description below. Okay, in this video, what I wanted to do was I wanted to go over this very important topic, which is why you should not hire internally for business development. Now, many people are going to say, man, why would I? That sounds crazy, because up until this point in time, everyone has hired internally for business development. First of all, let's define what business development is. Business development is having someone on your staff who knows how to reach out into the larger community, find the commercial contacts, build relationships with commercial contacts, and ultimately nurture those contacts to the point where they're bringing new business to your home service company. This could take the form most notably of a property management company. So you might have someone on staff that finds all the property management companies, finds the key decision makers, gets in front of them, nurtures the relationships, and ultimately brings in new business to your company. Now, up until this point, this person has been a single individual, right? Commercial, business development person. They go by several different titles. Business development director. Essentially, again, they're trying to bring in new business from commercial contacts. Now, there are many reasons why you should not hire internally for that. I have some videos on the inefficiency of typical business development people, because it's simply a diverse set of skills. Most importantly, it's a very diverse set of skills that you frankly can't find in one person. It's too diverse to do this job efficiently and to have the ultimate amount of results in the quickest amount of time for the least amount of investment. The typical model is just not going to fly. It's not going to work. It's too diverse. So if you haven't seen my videos on that, please watch those. And let me get back to what I'm saying here. So I want to talk about some of the reasons why you should not hire business development internally. Okay, the first reason is this. The investment is usually it takes 3 years before you see an ROI. That comes out to $234,000. Now, you'll probably say, hey, where'd you get those numbers? Well, I happen to know someone that is the business development director at a huge painting company. They have 350 locations across the United States, and if I drop their name, you'd know exactly who they are. And he told me this point blank. He said, look at Raleigh, if we put a business development person in a market, we already know year one, we'd be lucky to break even. Usually we'd never break even year one. Year two, we might have a little bit of business, but it's year three that we're really after. If we can maintain that employee for 3 years, we know we're going to get a book of business that we're looking for, which could be hundreds of thousands of dollars in recurring revenue, could be millions of dollars in recurring revenue, because again, these commercial contacts can be extremely lucrative for most home service companies. But, and even frankly, even at this rate, it's still a good deal. I mean, really, if you think about the extent of your business life, if you have 3 people that can be paying you $200,000, $300,000 a year in recurring revenue for the extent of your business life, this is still a very good investment, right? But above and beyond that, and I'll say this lastly in regards to this, there's ways you can do this for less, okay? And I'll talk about that later. But ongoing commission payouts, cost gets higher over time. Let's say you hired internally, and the standard operating procedures at home service companies is if this person, the business development person, brings in a relationship with a property management company, you pay commissions to that person for the extent of their employment. That's generally how it goes. That means that this person gets actually higher. It's higher to keep them on board over time because their commissions get greater and greater the more relationships they bring in. And people say, well, Raleigh, it's commission. Who cares? Well, the bottom line is that, well, there's several rebuttals to that, but the bottom line is it's revenue out of the cash register. Okay, it's money coming out of the profits of the company. It's revenue being paid out. And if there's a different option for this that saves you the revenue, wouldn't you want to consider that as a viable option? I think you would. So another reason why you should not hire business development internally is because of the time. This is not to be overstated. Okay, If you want to hire a business development person with experience that's qualified, that has an amazing track record, you're talking about at least a 6-month hiring process. This is not an overstatement here. I hire salespeople all the time. You know, you're lucky to find one good one in 6 months that sticks around. You're going to have a lot of people come in, yeah, I'll do it. And then they're gone like 3 days later, right? This is a long hiring process. That's your time. That's your money. That's your company's money. Just in finding that person. 6 months. They need training. Sometimes they need training. They certainly need training on different things in regards to, let's say they had been out for a while and now they're getting back into it or something. They might need some new training on this versus, well, we'll talk about that later, but this is something important to keep in mind, and that goes into the ramp-up period. For this person to get up to speed and ready to go, you're talking it could be a year before they're ready, which is why the person that I know, business development director at the painting company, said 1 year, year one, no, we don't expect any return because it's a long ramp-up period. But by far, the most important part of why you should not hire internally for business development is because it's simply an outdated model. Okay, I talked about this in other videos. The skill sets required for business development today are so vast, and I'm not going to go into them all. I have videos on this, but it's just so vast that why would you want one person to do all this? Here's what it typically looks like. One person doing all these different skill sets. No wonder they're very inefficient and it takes 3 years. Okay, it's just inefficient. It hasn't been thought out very well. Now here's what we do at PMHWay Pro. We carry out the same functions and sales duties, but we have a team. 7 to 8 people, 8 people to start a campaign, and many people to run it. Because frankly, the customer only cares about one person, and we'll talk about that another time. But the customer does not care who's doing the lead gen, who's doing the competitive advantages, who's creating the presentation, the sales literature, the emailing. They only care who's doing the presentation, maybe the person on the phone, right? Everything else is just, it's inefficient for one person to do. There's no way around it. It's just an inefficient model. So that's why I say you should not hire business development internally. It's just outdated. You should find, well, let's put it this way. You should definitely consider what we do. If you're interested in building relationships with property management companies, HOAs, if this is something that's been on your mind, you'd like to learn more, you'd like to see a demo, we could help these types of companies. More information in the description below. Thank you for watching this video.